Welcome! Buying a home during hurricane season can get rocky, especially during closing. In this episode, I will reveal the most important questions buyers should ask before making an offer this season. If you're new here, I'm Realtor Diana, and I help people buy lovely new construction homes in Charleston, Myrtle Beach, and surrounding areas. Every year, hurricane season kicks off on June 1st. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration predicts above normal hurricane activity in the Atlantic Basin. While the news is troubling, it's especially worrisome to those looking to sell their homes this summer who live in hurricane-prone areas. The good news, interest in buying a home is increasing as inventory is rising. Active listings surpassed 1 million in May, the first time since winter 2019, while price cuts were reported on 19.1% of listings, the highest share for any May since at least July 2016. In South Carolina, buyer activity typically peaks in the summer months as families take advantage of the time between school terms to make a move, despite the storm season. Demand trends don't seem to be impacted by hurricane season as it lasts for half of the year. Other seasonal factors are likely more important for buyer demand. Real estate interest remains high even in high-risk areas. The total listing views tend to peak in July, and demand is still strong, even in high-risk coastal areas. Charleston, in particular, continues to attract both domestic and international buyers, many of whom prioritize lifestyle, investment opportunities, and tax benefits over storm-related risks. They're not necessarily backing out of these markets, they're just asking smarter questions and looking for properties that are already hardened against storms, like homes with impact windows, newer roofs, and elevated structures in flood-prone areas. You might be asking, so Diana, what questions should buyers ask before making an offer? Before committing to anything, buyers should think like insurers, and there are key questions to ask. For instance, inquire whether the home was ever affected by a hurricane, flood, fire, or sinkhole. You should also ask what structural repairs were made and whether permits were pulled, whether the home is in a FEMA designated flood zone, especially zones AE, VE, or X shaded, and the age and condition of critical systems, roof, electrical, HVAC, plumbing, foundation, windows, and doors. Another key question is whether the property had past insurance claims. I recommend asking for a Comprehensive Loss Underwriting Exchange C.L.U.E report, which has detailed information regarding homeowners' insurance claims on a particular property within the past 7 years. A home that's well maintained, fortified, and elevated may still be insurable at a competitive rate, even in a high-risk zone. It's also important to ask if the home has ever been refused coverage or had its coverage lost from a carrier. A property with several claims and/or severe prior damage could limit insurance options or increase premiums. I help my clients conduct this research before submitting an offer. Did you know that it doesn't cost anything to use my real estate services, since builders pay for my fee? There are also ways for buyers to be proactive and conduct their own research. For instance, look up the home's flood zone designation on the FEMA website. Additional tips include reviewing the permit history. Check with the local building department or use property data tools to review. Buyers can also look at the elevation certificate, as a higher elevation can significantly reduce flood insurance costs. The bottom line for buyers is that high insurance costs and tightening availability can materially affect a home's affordability and risk profile. Buyers should treat insurance feasibility and cost as part of their due diligence, not an afterthought after the contract is signed. Closings can be delayed or derailed by active storms. Now, if a storm forms or hits between signing the contract and the closing, it could have many consequences for buyers, namely potentially delaying the closing. If a named storm enters the cone of uncertainty, insurance carriers stop binding policies, and lenders won't fund loans without coverage in place, and even cash deals can be delayed if inspections or final walkthroughs are blocked. During hurricanes, deals can be lost that were already under contract to sell. Properties got damaged mid-process and the buyers pulled out. Nothing is guaranteed until the deal is done, especially during storm season. That's why if there's a pending storm, it's always important to communicate with all parties involved in your mortgage transaction. They are your real estate agent, lender, and the seller. Planning to delay your closing is an option to consider if you feel a disaster may be imminent. In addition, if you are originating a mortgage during hurricane season, it's essential for you to keep your eyes on that potential storm so that you can communicate openly with your mortgage provider. And if you plan on changing an existing policy on your current home, there's also a time frame you need to be aware of during a pending storm. It's also crucial for buyers to know that they can ask agents to write contingencies around storms, delays, or post-storm inspections. It is recommended to include a storm-related contingency during hurricane season. This can protect the buyer in case a storm hits before closing and allows for a reinspection after the storm to confirm the property is in the same condition. If there's damage, the contingency can either allow the buyer to back out or request repairs. These clauses give peace of mind without derailing the deal unnecessarily. In summary, I invite you to be like my buyers, who are informed, deliberate, and cautious. They are still buying, but on their own conditions that protect them financially and emotionally from the risk of climate. If you found this episode helpful on becoming more well-versed in what to look for when buying a home during hurricane season, then please like and subscribe for more content. Did you ever buy a home during hurricane season? Comment below what your experience was like. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.